I'm staring at a music box I know is about to kill everyone in this room. Not because I'm psychic, because I can see the emerald mist leaking from the gold hinges. Faint, barely visible, the kind of vapor most people mistake for dust-catching light. But I spent 4 years in military hazmat. I know ricin dispersal when I see it. The box sits in Lily Smith's hands. She's humming along to the melody, her finger tracing the ballerina inside. Her father, Jamie Smith, Korean Mafia Boss, my employer, the man who signs my checks and buries his enemies, watches her with the kind of smile that doesn't belong on his face. He has no idea the gift he just gave his daughter has a timer. I can see it. Digital readout beneath the velvet lining. 003. 002. I'm a maid. Black. Been here 6 weeks, still learning which rooms I'm allowed to vacuum. If I'm wrong, I'm deported. If I'm right and I freeze, that little girl stops breathing in 4 seconds. Jamie's guards stand 3 feet behind me. Armed. Watching. Lily lifts the lid higher. 001. I lunge. Before we begin, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm responding to everyone. Click subscribe. Like this video. Your support helps us bring more thrilling stories, and trust me, you won't want me to miss them. Let's begin. The basement smells like concrete and old cigarettes. My wrists are zip-tied to a metal chair bolted to the floor. Blood runs down my temple from where Jamie's guard slammed me into the doorframe after I threw the music box. Above me, I can still hear Lily screaming for her broken present. Jamie stands in the shadows, smoking. He hasn't said a word in 10 minutes, just watches me with eyes that have authorized worse things than whatever he's planning for me. Sulfur mustard variant, I say into the silence. Nitrogen-based. You could smell it if you knew what you were looking for. Sweet. Like burnt sugar mixed with garlic. He takes a drag. Doesn't move. The timer was mechanical, hidden under the music mechanism. When it hit 0, a glass ampule inside would shatter. The gas would disperse through the air vents in the box. The decorative filigree wasn't just design. It was a delivery system. You're a maid, Jamie says. His voice is quiet. That's worse than yelling. I was a hazmat specialist. Army. Stationed in Kuwait, then Germany. Chemical weapons detection and disposal. I meet his eyes. I left that life. Came here for something quieter. Quieter. He laughs once, sharp. You just destroyed my daughter's birthday present and released poison gas into my property. I released it outside your property. Through the window. Away from Lily. The door opens. A thin man in glasses enters, carrying a tablet and what looks like a portable spectrometer. Jamie's chemist. I've seen him twice, always in the West Wing lab that housekeeping isn't allowed near. Jamie nods at him. Test it. The chemist doesn't look at me. He pulls up readings, images of the green residue they must have collected from the window frame, the shattered box. His fingers swipe across the screen. Once. Twice. Then he stops. Boss. His voice cracks. She's right. This is HN3. Sulfur mustard. Weaponized. If this had gone off in an enclosed room. He swallows. Respiratory failure in 90 seconds. Skin blistering. Lily would have. Enough. Jamie's hand cuts through the air. The chemist sets down the tablet like it might explode. Where did this come from? That's what I want to know. Jamie steps into the light. His face is carved stone. Who sent the music box? I don't know. I just saw the gas. You saw what my $50,000 security system missed. What my guards missed. What I missed. He leans down until we're eye level. So either you're the best maid in Seoul, or you're the person who planted it. If I planted it, why would I smash it? To gain my trust. To get close to Lily. His hand moves to his belt. To the gun. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now. Above us, footsteps. Running. Shouting. Then the lights go out. Emergency lighting floods the basement red. Jamie's gun is already drawn, aimed at the door. Upstairs, something crashes. Glass. Then screaming, not Lily, one of the guards. Stay here. Jamie moves toward the stairs. With respect, you zip-tied me to a chair. He doesn't look back. Marcus will watch you. But Marcus isn't at his post by the door. The chemist is gone too. It's just me, a metal chair, and the sound of gunfire echoing through the ventilation system. I count to 30. Then I dislocate my thumb. Old habit, useful skill, and slip my hand through the zip tie. The pain is white-hot but familiar. I'm on my feet when Jamie comes back down the stairs, dragging a body. Not dead. Unconscious. One of his own guards, foam crusted around his mouth, skin already blistering. Same gas, I say before he can ask. Jamie drops the man and stares at my empty chair, then at me, standing free, thumb dangling at the wrong angle. You dislocated. They're using dispersion grenades. I can smell it from here. You need to seal the ventilation system, or everyone on the second floor is dead in 3 minutes. My security system should have caught this. Your security system scans for explosives, firearms, metal objects. This is chemistry. Invisible, until it's too late. I pop my thumb back into place. The crack echoes. Whoever sent that music box knew exactly what your sensors couldn't detect. He's processing. I can see it happening behind his eyes, the calibration between what he thought I was and what I'm proving to be. The music box arrived this morning, he says. Gift delivery. My head of security Dong-Yun cleared it personally. Said it came from my mother in Busan. Did you verify that? His silence is the answer. Someone inside your organization facilitated this. Someone who knows your protocols, your security gaps, and that today is Lily's birthday. I move toward the stairs. Where is she now? Safe room. 3rd floor. Biometric lock. Good. Keep her there. But we need to get to your HVAC controls before. The ventilation system hisses, then stops completely. Jamie's radio crackles. A voice, panicked, speaking rapid Korean. He responds, then looks at me. 6 guards down. Same symptoms. The gas is in the north wing. It's not random. They're hurting you, cutting off exits, disabling your people sector by sector. I can see it now, the pattern. This isn't an assassination. It's an extraction. They're creating a path. To what? To Lily. He's moving before I finish the sentence, taking the stairs 3 at a time. I follow, my maid's uniform soaked with sweat, my hands still shaking, but my mind finally clear. Who are you really? Jamie shouts back without stopping. Someone who knows what invisible weapons look like. I catch up to him at the landing, and right now, I'm the only person in this house who can track them. He doesn't holster his gun, but he doesn't point it at me either. Then move. Jamie moves like water, silent, fast, lethal. I follow, staying low, watching the corners he doesn't. 2 more guards down in the hallway outside Lily's room, same blistering, same shallow breathing. The gas is everywhere now, a faint green haze clinging to the ceiling like fog. I pull my shirt over my nose and mouth. It won't help much, but it's better than nothing. Jamie doesn't bother. He's running on pure adrenaline and rage. The door to Lily's room is open. Inside, a man in black tactical gear kneels beside her bed. He's wearing a gas mask, speaking softly in Korean through the filter. Lily sits frozen, clutching her stuffed rabbit, tears streaming down her face. She doesn't understand why her room smells wrong, why the nice man won't let her see her daddy. Jamie raises his gun. Don't, I hiss. You'll hit her. He doesn't lower it. Get out of my way. If you shoot him, he drops. If he drops, he triggers whatever dead man switch he's wearing. Look at his left hand. Jamie's eyes flick down. The man's thumb rests on a small black device clipped to his belt. Pressure sensor. Release it, and something bad happens. Jade Syndicate, the man says without turning around. His English is perfect. We just want the girl. Walk away, Kang, and you live. Interfere, and I release enough Novichok into this house to kill everyone within 200 meters. You're bluffing, Jamie says. Am I? The man tilts his head. Your maid knows I'm not. Don't you, Miss Fields? My blood goes cold. He knows my name. Novichok is binary, I say quietly. 2 non-lethal compounds, stored separately. Combined, they become the most toxic nerve agent ever created. You'd need 2 canisters. One's probably in that backpack. Where's the second? The man laughs. Smart girl. The second canister is in your employer's office. Placed there 3 days ago by someone he trusts very much. Jamie's jaw tightens. Who? Does it matter? In 30 seconds, my team extracts the girl. In 60 seconds, we're gone. In 90 seconds, if you follow, both canisters release and everyone dies. He finally turns to look at us. Behind the gas mask, I can see him smile. Or you let her go, and she lives. Your choice, father. Lily reaches toward Jamie. Appa? The sound that comes from Jamie is barely human. I count the angles. The distance. The man's position relative to Lily. The dead man's switch. The gas already in the air, burning my throat, making my eyes water. I think about Chicago. About my brother. About the split-second decision that separates the living from the dead. Jamie, I whisper. Do you trust me? He doesn't take his eyes off the man. No. Good. Then you won't hesitate when I tell you to shoot. The panic room door seals behind us with a hydraulic hiss. Lily is safe. Barely. I'd tackled the Jade operative from the side while Jamie grabbed her, counting on the man's training to make him roll instead of release the switch. It worked. For 5 seconds. Then his backup flooded the hallway, and we ran. Now we're locked in a reinforced steel box, designed to keep threats out. Except the threat is already inside the house, pumping through every air vent Jamie paid a fortune to install. How long do we have? Jamie asks. He's checking his gun. 6 rounds left. I'm studying the ventilation grate above us. Depends. This room has independent air supply, right? 48 hours of oxygen. Filtered. The filters won't catch Novichok if they mix the binary components. We have maybe 20 minutes before they breach this room or gas us out. I pull off the grate. The duct beyond is narrow but navigable. We need to reach your office before they do. Stop them from combining the canisters. Jamie looks at the duct, then at me. You want to crawl through my ventilation system. I want to navigate your ventilation system. There's a difference. I hoist myself up, ignoring the burning in my lungs. I've cleaned this house for 6 weeks. I know every vent, every duct, every airflow pattern. Your security team watches cameras. I watch dust accumulation. It tells me where air moves, where it stagnates, where the system pulls from outside versus recirculates inside. That's insane. That's how you stay invisible. You notice things no one else does. I pause, looking down at him. You coming or dying in a box? He climbs in after me, swearing in Korean. The ducts are dark, cramped, and getting warmer. I navigate by memory and touch, feeling the air currents shift as we move. Left at the junction to avoid the east side intake, that's where I saw Jade operatives rappelling down. Straight through the main artery that runs above the Great Hall. Down through the drop that empties near the kitchen. Stop, Jamie whispers behind me. I freeze. Below us voices, boots on marble. I peer through the slats of a vent. 4 Jade operatives, moving in formation toward the west wing. Toward Jamie's office. They're ahead of us, he says. No, they're taking the direct route. We're taking the smart one. I keep moving. Faster now. The west wing has an auxiliary intake vent that connects to the attic crawl space. It's 30 inches wide and hasn't been cleaned in months because your housekeeper is afraid of spiders. How does that help us? Because it drops directly into your office ceiling, right above your desk. I glance back at him. Where's the second canister? His face hardens. In my safe. Behind the painting of my daughter. Then that's where they're going. And that's where we'll be waiting. We drop from the ceiling duct into Jamie's office, expecting Jade operatives. Instead, we find it empty. The safe is still closed. The painting undisturbed. No canister. No threat. Wrong. Jamie's on his radio immediately. Status on my daughter. Now. Static. Then a voice I don't recognize. Sir, she's secure in the safe room with Agent Min and... I just came from the safe room. Where is she? Silence. Jamie's already moving. I follow him back through the corridors, no longer bothering with stealth. We pass more unconscious guards, more green residue on the walls, the floor, door handles. The gas is a marker now. A trail. The nursery is at the end of the east wing. It's painted soft yellow, filled with toys and books and a rocking chair, where I've watched Jamie read to Lily on the nights he comes home early enough to be a father instead of a kingpin. The door is open. Inside, Agent Min lies face down near the window. His gun is still holstered. No signs of struggle. Just the same red blistering on his neck. The same shallow breathing. He went down fast, never saw it coming. The window is open. Cold night air pours in, dispersing the gas but also erasing evidence. Lily is gone. Jamie stands in the center of the room, turning slowly, his gun tracking empty space. He's not breathing right. Not thinking clearly. I've seen this before. The moment a tactical mind shuts down and becomes pure emotion. Jamie. I grab his arm. Look. On the floor, leading from Agent Min's body to the window, there's a trail. Green residue. Footprints. But not the tactical boots the Jade operatives wear. These are dress shoes. Expensive. Italian leather. The kind of shoes someone wears when they work inside the organization, not outside it. I kneel, touching the residue. Still wet. Fresh. This isn't from the original attack. This is new. Someone carried a canister through here. Recently. The traitor, Jamie says. His voice is flat. Dead. Someone who had access to this room. Someone Agent Min would let close enough to gas him before he could react. I stand, following the footprints to the window. Below, there are tire marks in the gravel. Fresh. Leading toward the east gate. Someone who knew exactly when the main attack would happen. Who used it as cover. Jamie's looking at something on the dresser. A piece of paper. He picks it up, and I watch his face transform into something I've never seen before. Not anger. Not rage. Something colder. What is it? He hands it to me. It's a note. Handwritten. In Korean. I can't read it, but I recognize the handwriting from personnel files I've organized. Elegant. Precise. The kind of handwriting that comes from expensive private schools. Who wrote this? I ask. My brother. The warehouse squats on the edge of the industrial district, where the Han River turns black and nobody asks questions. Jamie's chemist gave us the location after analyzing the residue, a specific impurity in the synthesis that points to one lab in Seoul. One supplier. One buyer. Jamie's brother, Taejin. We approach on foot. Jamie's remaining security team is scattered, regrouping, protecting what's left of the estate. It's just the two of us now. A mafia boss and his maid. Both hunting the same ghost. He raised me, Jamie says into the silence. We're crouched behind a shipping container, watching the warehouse entrance. After our father died, Taejin was 17. I was 9. He gave up university to run the family business. To keep us alive. And now he's trying to kill you. Not me. Lily. Jamie's grip tightens on his gun. The note said she's leverage. That the family has grown too comfortable. Too weak. That we need to remember what we are. What are you? He looks at me. Monsters who survive by being worse than everyone else. 2 guards patrol the warehouse perimeter. Sloppy. Bored. They're not expecting company. I count the seconds between their rotations. 42 seconds. Enough time if we move smart. I can get us inside, I say. But you need to follow my lead. Exactly. You're giving me orders now. You want your daughter back or your pride intact? Pick one. He doesn't argue. I lead us along the fence line to a ventilation shaft I spotted from satellite images Jamie's chemist pulled up. It's small, rusted, probably original to the building's construction in the 90s. The kind of infrastructure people forget about until it fails. This is your plan? Jamie asks. You wanted to know who I really am. I pull tools from my pocket, a screwdriver, wire cutters, items I've carried since Chicago, since I learned that locked doors mean nothing if you understand how buildings breathe. I was CBRN. Chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear defense. I didn't just detect hazardous materials. I infiltrated facilities that manufactured them. Found the labs. Mapped the ventilation. Located the storage. The screws come out easily. Rust has made them weak. Why did you leave? Because I was good at it. Too good. They wanted me to do more than find weapons. They wanted me to use them. I pulled a grate free. I said no. They said that wasn't an option. So I disappeared. Into my house. Into obscurity. Or so I thought. I slide into the shaft. Your brother's smarter than the Jade Syndicate. He knew about my past. That note wasn't just for you. It was a message for me too. He's telling us he knows exactly who we both are. Jamie follows me into the darkness. Then let's show him he's right. The ventilation shaft opens into a break room that smells like burnt coffee and cigarettes. I drop down silently, check the corners, then signal Jamie. He lands heavier but controlled. Through the door, I can hear machinery humming. Voices. The clink of glass on metal. Stay here, I whisper. Give me 5 minutes. Like hell. Jamie. I meet his eyes. You're a 6-foot Korean man in a custom suit covered in blood and concrete dust. You walk out there. Everyone sees the boss coming for revenge. I'm a black woman in maid's clothes. I'm invisible. I always have been. His jaw works. He hates this. Hates needing me. Hates that I'm right. 5 minutes, he finally says. Then I'm coming in loud. I slip out of the break room into a corridor lined with plastic sheeting. Beyond it, the warehouse opens into a massive space filled with lab equipment. Beakers, burners, ventilation hoods, and, at the center, 3 large steel drums, marked with hazard symbols I recognize immediately. Novichok precursors. Enough to kill half of Seoul. Workers move between stations. 6 of them. Lab coats, gloves, masks. They're synthesizing the binary components, separating them into smaller canisters for transport. Professional. Efficient. This isn't a one-time operation. This is manufacturing. I grab a spare lab coat from a hook, pull it on, tuck my hair under a cap I find on a shelf. Then I walk straight into the lab like I belong there. No one looks up. I'm just another body. Another pair of hands. The invisibility I've cultivated for years becomes armor. I move to a station near the back, pretending to check readings on a clipboard I picked up. From here, I can see the entire operation. Storage, synthesis, packaging. And in the corner office with windows overlooking the floor, I see him. Taejin. Older than Jamie. Harder. He's on the phone, gesturing at something on his desk. Behind him, through the glass, I see a small figure curled in a chair. Lily. She's alive. Unharmed. Clutching her rabbit. I key my radio. The one Jamie gave me before we separated. 2 clicks. Target acquired. 1 click back. Ready. I need to get closer to that office. But between me and the stairs, There's a checkpoint. A man with a tablet, scanning ID badges. Everyone who passes shows credentials. I don't have credentials. I watch the pattern. Workers approach, scan, pass through. The guard barely looks at faces. He's watching the tablet, watching the green checkmark that appears when the scan is valid. I move to a station near a woman about my height. She's focused on measuring compounds, her badge clipped to her coat pocket. I bump into her, apologize in broken Korean, help her steady the beaker she nearly dropped. When I step away, her badge comes with me, palmed and clipped to my own coat in one smooth motion. She doesn't notice. I approach the checkpoint. Scan the badge. The tablet beeps green. The guard waves me through without looking up. The stairs to the office are metal, industrial. Each step echoes. I keep my head down, my pace steady. Just another worker bringing results to the boss. The office door is closed, but not locked. Through the window, I see Taejun end his call. He's alone with Lily now. This is the moment. Before backup arrives. Before he moves her again. I'm reaching for the handle when Taejun looks up and sees me. He smiles. "Liana Fields," he says through the glass. Right on time. He knew I was coming. He's been watching me the entire time. Behind me, I hear boots on metal stairs. The guards from the checkpoint. The workers from the lab floor. All of them converging. And somewhere in the warehouse, Jamie's 5 minutes just ran out. Taejun opens the door before the guards reach me. "Let her in," he says calmly. "She's exactly where she needs to be." I step inside. Lily looks up at me, her eyes red from crying. She whispers my name like a question. Like she can't understand why the maid is here instead of her father. "Sit," Taejun gestures to a chair across from his desk. Behind him, floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the warehouse floor. I can see everything. The lab stations. The steel drums. The workers now standing still, watching. "You're wondering why I wanted you here specifically," Taejun says. "Not just my brother. You. I don't sit. Where's the device?" He laughs. "Direct. I appreciate that. It's on the roof. Dispersal system, linked to the city's air currents. When I activate it, Novichok will spread across Seoul in approximately 18 minutes. 2 million casualties. Maybe 3. You'll die too. No. I'll be in a helicopter, heading to international waters. Along with my niece." He touches Lily's head. She flinches. "She's my insurance policy. Jamie won't shoot down a helicopter carrying his daughter. He'll find you. Eventually. But by then, Seoul will be gone. The government will collapse. And in the chaos, families like ours, the ones who know how to survive disasters, will rebuild. Stronger, richer." He leans forward. "You understand this, Liana. You've seen what happens when systems fail. Chicago. 12 years ago. You were there. My blood turns to ice. How do you? Your brother didn't hand that package to the wrong man. He handed it to exactly who he was paid to hand it to. By me." Taejun's smile doesn't reach his eyes. "I've been building this network for over a decade. Chemical weapons aren't just tools. They're currency. And you, a military expert who walked away, who went invisible, you were the perfect test. If you could detect my music box, you were good enough to stop what comes next. This is a test? This is recruitment." He slides a photograph across the desk. It shows me in army fatigues, younger, holding detection equipment. "You're wasted as a maid. Work for me. Help me refine the dispersal system. Make it undetectable. In return, I'll tell you who really killed your brother. The name of the man who gave the order." The explosion roars through the building before I can respond. "Jamie." The warehouse floor erupts in chaos. Workers scatter, guards draw weapons, and through the smoke and flames, I see Jamie fighting his way toward the stairs. 3 men go down. 4. He moves like controlled fury, every shot precise, every movement calculated. Taejun's radio crackles. "Sir, we have breach." He throws it aside. "Doesn't matter. The device is already armed. 12 minutes. He grabs Lily, pulling her toward a back exit. "You have a choice, Liana. Stop the dispersal and let me escape with her. Or chase me and let Seoul burn. Either way, I win." He's gone. Before I can move, the door slams, locks. I run to the window. Jamie's pinned down behind a chemical drum. Return fire, coming from 3 directions. He won't make it to the roof in time. Neither will I, if I go through him. But I don't need to go through the warehouse. I look up. The ventilation system. It runs along the ceiling, connects to the roof access. The same path I used to get inside. I key my radio. "Jamie, roof, dispersal device." 12 minutes. His response is gunfire and Korean cursing. I'm already moving. Back into the vents. Up through the shaft. My hands scrape metal. My lungs burning from residual gas and exertion. I count seconds. Estimate distance. Calculate how long it takes Novichok to spread once released. I reach the roof access hatch with 9 minutes left. The device sits in the center. 6 canisters arranged in a circle. Digital timer counting down. Dispersal fans already spinning. And I have no idea how to stop it. 8 minutes 40 seconds. The device is beautiful in its simplicity. 6 canisters feed into a central mixing chamber. From there, compressed air pushes the mixture through the dispersal fans. Once the binary components combine, there's no stopping the reaction, no neutralizing it. The only option is preventing the mix. I drop to my knees beside it, hands already moving. The canisters are locked into place with electronic clamps. Tamper with them wrong, and they release immediately. There's a control panel on the side, password protected. 7 minutes. I don't have the password. Don't have Jamie's chemist. Don't have specialized tools or a bomb squad or anything except 4 years of training. And the muscle memory of dismantling devices exactly like this one in places where mistakes meant death. I close my eyes, breathe, think. Taejun said this was a test, which means he wanted me to see it. To try, which means there's a solution hidden in the design itself. I examine the mixing chamber. It's airtight, pressure sealed. But pressure systems need relief valves, safety mechanisms, ways to bleed excess pressure before catastrophic failure. There, a small valve on the underside, meant for maintenance, for purging the system between uses. 6 minutes. I twist it counterclockwise. Nothing happens. It's locked from the control panel. Of course it is. Behind me, the roof access door explodes open. Jamie stumbles through, bleeding from his shoulder, his face a mask of controlled rage. Lily. Gone. Helicopter. East side. I don't look up. I can't chase her and stop this. Choose. He freezes. For one terrible second, I think he's gonna run. Going to choose his daughter, over 2 million strangers. I wouldn't blame him. Instead, he drops beside me. Tell me what to do. 5 minutes. The control panel. I need the password or a bypass. Can you shoot it and risk triggering early release? No. Then we need to manually disconnect the canisters before the mixing sequence initiates. I point to the electronic clamps. 4 minutes from now, those clamps release. The canisters drop into the chamber. The compounds mix. We need to break the clamps without breaking the canisters. Jamie's already pulling tools from his jacket. A folding knife, wire cutters, a small pry bar. You carry a lot for someone who left tactical work. Old habits. I take the pry bar. On 3, we lever these clamps simultaneously. If one canister drops before the others, the weight imbalance could crack the chamber seal. How many have you disarmed before, including this one? 1. He almost laughs. You're insane. You hired me. 4 minutes. We position ourselves on opposite sides. I take canisters 1, 2, and 3. He takes 4, 5, and 6. The clamps are industrial grade, designed to hold under pressure. But everything has a breaking point. 3, I say. Jamie nods. 2. I wedge the pry bar under the first clamp. 1. We pull. Metal screams. The first clamp bends, cracks, breaks. The canister shifts but doesn't fall. I'm holding it with my other hand, taking the full weight. Jamie does the same. Then, the second clamp. The third. We're holding 6 canisters of death between us, our arms shaking, sweat pouring despite the cold. 3 minutes. Now what? Jamie grunts. Now we set them down, carefully, away from the mixing chamber. We move in tandem. Slow. Controlled. Each canister placed on the roof surface, like we're defusing landmines. Because we are. The last canister leaves my hands with 2 minutes 17 seconds on the clock. The device sits empty. Fans still spinning. Timer still counting. But nothing to mix. Nothing to disperse. Jamie collapses against the roof access door. Lily is alive. Because Taejun needs her alive. Which means we have time. I look at him. Blood on his suit. Exhaustion in his eyes. And now we have something he doesn't. What? The location of his lab. His equipment. His entire operation. I gesture to the warehouse below. And a former hazmat specialist who knows how to turn his own weapons against him. Jamie's phone buzzes. A message. He reads it. And something shifts in his expression. What? I ask. He shows me the screen. It's a live video feed. Lily, safe, in what looks like a hotel room. And standing beside her, arms crossed, looking directly at the camera. Jamie's chemist. The traitor was never Taejun alone. The chemist told me where to find the warehouse, Jamie says slowly. He gave us the location, the analysis of the gas signature. He led us here, away from Lily. I stand, my legs barely holding me. This wasn't just about testing me. It was about isolating you. The chemist's text comes through. The girl lives if you transfer operational control of the Soul Network by midnight. You have 4 hours. Choose wisely, boss. Jamie looks at me. What would you do? I think about Chicago, about my brother, about every choice that led me from a military base to a basement interrogation to a rooftop with a mafia boss asking for my advice. I'd stop playing their game, I say, and start playing mine. The hotel is in Gangnam, high-end. Security cameras every 10 feet. The kind of place where cash talks and questions don't get asked. We approach at dawn. No backup, no weapons. Just Jamie in a clean suit, and me in clothes I borrowed from his safe house. We look like business associates. A boss and his assistant. Invisible. The chemist opens the door himself. He's confident, smiling. Behind him, Lily sits on a couch, watching cartoons, unaware she's a hostage. You came alone, the chemist says. Smart. I came to negotiate, Jamie replies. There's nothing to negotiate. Transfer control, or... I step forward. In my hand, a small glass vial, filled with green liquid. The same compound from the music box. Concentrated. Lethal. Or what? I ask quietly. You release Novichok and kill yourself along with everyone in this building. Taejun's already gone. His helicopter landed in international waters 3 hours ago. You're alone. Expendable. The chemist's smile falters. I spent the last 4 hours analyzing your lab, I continue. You made a mistake in the synthesis. The compound degrades in 96 hours. Everything you manufactured is already losing potency. In 4 days, it's useless. I hold up the vial. This is the last stable batch, and I'm holding it. You're bluffing. Test me. Jamie moves past him, scoops Lily into his arms. She clings to him, finally crying, finally safe. The chemist reaches for a weapon. I don't throw the vial. Don't need to. Because he sees in my eyes that I would. That I've already calculated the dispersal pattern. The casualties. The acceptable losses. He sees that I'm exactly what Taejun thought I was. A weapon who learned to hide. He backs down. 1 week later, I'm standing in Jamie's office. Not cleaning it. Standing in it. The chemist gave us everything, Jamie says. Taejun's accounts. His contacts. The entire Jade Syndicate network. He slides an envelope across his desk. This is your payment. Enough to disappear. Start over somewhere safe. I don't touch it. Or, he continues, you stay, not as a maid, as my tactical security advisor. You'll have access to everything. Resources. Intel. Protection. Why? Because Lily asks where you are every day. Because you saved my family when my own blood tried to destroy it. Because you see threats no one else can. He meets my eyes. And because I trust you. Trust. From a man who trusts no one. I think about invisibility. About spending 12 years hiding from what I'm good at. About the choice between safety and purpose. I pick up the envelope. Jamie's face falls. Then I set it back down, unopened. I don't want your money, I say. I want a new identity. Legal. Bulletproof. And I want access to Taejun's files on Chicago. The names? Every single one. Jamie nods. Done. I extend my hand. He shakes it. One condition, I add. I'm not invisible anymore. If I'm going to protect this family, everyone needs to know I'm here. Needs to know what happens when they threaten Lily. Jamie almost smiles. What happens? I think about the music box. The timer. The split second between disaster and survival. They run out of time. The envelope sits between us on Jamie's desk. I can see the edges of bills inside. American hundreds. More money than I've seen in 12 years of being invisible. Take it, Jamie says. His voice is careful, controlled. The same voice he uses when ordering executions. Disappear. Start over. You've earned it. I don't move. Through the window behind him, I can see the estate grounds. The gardens, where Lily plays. The window I shattered to save her life. The whole property is different now. New security, new protocols, new guards, who look at me with a mixture of fear and respect instead of dismissal. You want me gone, I say. I want you safe. He leans back in his chair. Taejun knows who you are now. The Jade Syndicate knows. Everyone I've ever crossed knows that you stopped their attack. That you dismantled their device. You're not invisible anymore, Liana. You're a target. I've been a target before. Not like this. He opens a folder on his desk. Surveillance photos. Me on the roof. Me in the warehouse. Me standing beside him in Gangnam. These were taken by at least 4 different organizations. They're building dossiers, finding patterns. They know you're CBRN trained. They know you walked away from military work. They're wondering what else you can do. And you think paying me off will make them forget? I think getting you out of Seoul might keep you alive long enough to actually spend it. The door opens. Lily runs in before her nanny can stop her. She's holding a drawing, crayon stick figures, a house, people holding hands. She climbs into my lap without asking, the way she's done every day this week. "Liana, look," she says in Korean, then switches to English because she knows I understand both now. "This is you, and this is Appa, and this is me. We're a family." Jamie's expression cracks. Just for a second, then it's stone again. I look at the drawing, at the green grass she's colored around us. The blue sky, the yellow sun, a child's version of safety, of home. "Lily," Jamie says gently, "Liana has to go away for a while." "Why?" "Because it's not safe for her here." Lily looks up at me with eyes that don't understand betrayal yet, that still think the world is good, that still believe people stay. I think about Chicago, about my brother's funeral, about spending 12 years running from what I was good at because I thought being invisible meant being safe, about the MusicBox timer counting down, about the split second when I decided to move instead of freeze, about the moment I stopped hiding. I pick up the envelope. Jamie watches me, waiting. I hand it back. "I don't want your money," I say. "Liana, I want a contract. Legal, binding, head of tactical security, full access to intelligence, authority to overrule your guards if I see a threat they don't." I set Lily down gently, stand to face him. "I want the chemist's files on Chicago. Every name, every transaction. And I want a new identity, not to hide, but to operate. Legal citizenship, clean background, the kind that holds up under scrutiny." Jamie stares at me. "You're serious. You said I'm not invisible anymore." "Good. I'm done hiding." I gesture to Lily. "That little girl thinks I'm family. The men who took her think I'm just a maid who got lucky. Let them keep thinking that. Let them underestimate me. Right up until the moment they try again. They will try again. I know. That's why I'm staying." Lily tugs on my sleeve. "You're not leaving." I crouch down to her level. "No, sweetheart. I'm not leaving." She hugs me. Over her head I see Jamie calculating, weighing risks, measuring costs. He's a businessman, a strategist. He understands leverage. 1 year, he finally says. Contract renewable, based on performance. You report directly to me, no one else. Your background, I'll have it created by the end of the week. Chicago files, you'll have access tomorrow. And if Taejun comes back, then you do what you do best. He extends his hand across the desk. You stop the clock. I shake it. His grip is firm. Final. Welcome to the family, Miss Fields, he says. Then, quieter, for whatever that's worth. I look at Lily, still clutching her drawing. At the estate beyond the window. At the life I just chose over safety. It's worth staying for, I say. 3 months later, I'm in Jamie's war room, when the alert comes through. Chemical signature detected. Unknown compound. Residential district. The guards look to Jamie. Jamie looks to me. I'm already moving, grabbing equipment, running protocols I've drilled into this team until they dream in safety procedures. Time to intercept? Jamie asks. I check the location, calculate traffic, factor in dispersal patterns. 4 minutes, I say. Maybe 5 if we're lucky. Are we ever lucky? I think about music boxes. About timers hitting 0. About the space between disaster and survival. We make our own luck, I say. Let's move. We're out the door in 30 seconds. This time, I'm not invisible. I'm not alone. I'm not the maid who got lucky. I'm the weapon that chose a side. And anyone who threatens this family is about to find out what that means. The convoy speeds through Seoul streets. My earpiece crackles with updates. The compound is confirmed. Chlorine-based, amateur synthesis, probably a copycat inspired by the music box attack. 2 minutes, I announce. Jamie loads his weapon. Beside him, 3 of my hand-picked security team do the same. They're not his old guards. These are operators who understand that the biggest threats don't always trigger metal detectors. We arrive with 90 seconds to spare. The building is a modest apartment complex. Families, children, people who don't know they're living on top of a chemical bomb. I don't wait for backup. Don't wait for permission. I'm through the door, up the stairs, into the unit where my sensors are screaming. The device is crude, obvious. A pressure cooker modified with canisters of pool chemicals and bleach. 60 seconds. But I've done this before. I know exactly where to cut, exactly which valve to release first. The timer stops at 0:01. Again, Jamie enters behind me, sweeping the room. Clear, clear, I confirm. Amateur work. Someone's trying to send a message. What message? I look at the components. At the timer, at the deliberate sloppiness of the construction. That we're not invincible, I say. That people are watching, learning. That the music box wasn't the end. Then we keep stopping them. Until when? Jamie looks at me. In his eyes, I see the truth we both know. There is no end. Just the space between attacks. The hours and days we buy. The moments we protect. Until we can't, he says simply. I nod. Pack up the device. Call in the disposal team. As we leave, I see a little girl watching from a doorway. She's maybe 6, clutching a stuffed animal. She has no idea how close she came. How the woman in tactical gear just saved her life. She'll never know my name. And that's fine. I don't need to be seen anymore. I just need to see what's coming. Before anyone else does. Before the timer runs out. Again, thanks for watching. Please like, comments, and subscribe for more.